Stop studying Mandarin. Studying Mandarin really hard is probably one of the biggest mistakes learners make, and the results of which are that you end up sounding like a textbook and not speaking Mandarin naturally. So what should you do instead? Well, in this video I'm going to teach you 3 really simple methods where you can effectively steal Mandarin from native speakers and end up sounding very similar to native speakers as a result of it. Let's get started. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, well, I'm Will. I'm a PhD student, currently studying in China actually, in Beijing 大学医学部. I've been learning Mandarin for 5 years and I use this channel to teach Mandarin and teach methods in order to improve your Mandarin. So if that interests you, go ahead and click the subscribe button right now so that you can stay up to date with my latest videos. So how do we move away from this studying mindset to this stealing and mimicry mindset that gets you to sound more like a native speaker? Well, in this video I'll share 3 simple methods. The first of which is shadowing. It's this idea that as soon as a native speaker says a sentence, you instantly repeat after it, like leaving probably a second or 2. And it sounds really simple, but it's really effective for improving your rhythm and kind of improving your this kind of muscle memory of saying certain aspects. But one of the problems you'll probably find is that there's not actually that much content out there that's suitable for shadowing because, well, native content doesn't leave a gap between one sentence and the other. So you can either go ahead and try and do this manually and use something like Audacity to go ahead and like kind of chop sentences so that you can shadow them really easily to improve your rhythm pronunciation and kind of sound more and more like a native speaker and use these kind of chunks and phrases in the way that a native speaker would. Or you can go ahead and check out my Speak Mandarin with Me playlist, which does this all for you, so you can use those videos to try and help you practice your shadowing. And I've been getting a lot of good results with that. I frequently get learners commenting on that saying like, this has really helped with my Mandarin. Natives are asking me how I knew how to say that in a certain way, and you know that's the result of this idea of stealing and mimicking native speakers as opposed to just studying Mandarin. So number 2 is a method that I've shared a lot on this channel, and that's sentence mining. And that's the idea that as you listen and read in Mandarin, you have a look and keep an eye out for sentences that have one new word or phrase that you'd really like to learn, and you literally just take that sentence and you copy and paste it onto an Anki card and then block out the bit you want to learn and put a little prompt if it's not very obvious from the context, because you need these cards to be really specific. And then what you do is you go and review this card regularly, and whilst doing so try and make new sentences based off the original sentence. That's the idea of sentence mining that I really like, and has worked really well for me and for others that I've kind of helped implement this method. The final way to end up stealing from natives as opposed to studying is actually just hanging out with friends who are native speakers of the language, kind of absorbing in that language learning environment and paying really close attention on how native speakers use certain phrases in different situations. How, you know, what do they say, for example, when you're going bowling? What do they say in the bar? Like, there's these different contexts that I've kind of been in throughout my 5 to 6 years of learning Mandarin now. I've had a lot of these different social situations in different places, so I can really kind of understand the nuance of how certain words and phrases are used because I've lived those situations out. And I think having this idea that you kind of frequently create these environments for you to be in and to learn from is one part of this, and the second part of this is really paying attention, like how do native speakers actually use the language on a day-to-day basis? How do they interact with one another? Having this kind of open mindset and observational mindset, I think, will really help shift you from just studying to this kind of mimicry and stealing mindset. If you're enjoying my Mandarin tips, I'd actually recommend going and subscribing to my 7-day email course where I talk about more in-depth Mandarin learning methods. I'll also help you learn 80 key chunks, so 50 sentence starters and 30 sentence patterns that I think are really important for conversational Mandarin, with the help of 2 PDFs that I built and flashcards too. So if you're interested, go and check that out in the link in the description below, or scan the QR codes to go and sign up for that. I look forward to seeing you inside.